Investigations, alerts, breaking news.
More people dying from the flu. Now a local group steps up to help. How it's caring for those who have lost loved ones. And left on hold, a new report with staggering numbers. Find out how often people cannot get through to the state's EDD representatives. And left for dead. He may not be a cat, but he certainly has more than one life. How this pup defied death with the help of a stranger.
Broadcasting live in high definition. This is KPAK Eyewitness News at 6.
The Speaker of the House, John Boehner, will be in Kern County tomorrow. He's coming here to get a first-hand look at our drought conditions.
Local congressional representatives will also be on hand to announce the introduction of emergency legislation to deal with drought conditions. Eyewitness News reporter Jose Gaspar is here with a preview of tomorrow's announcement. Jose?
Caitlin, California's drought conditions is spurring action at the federal level. Tomorrow, 3 congressmen from the Central Valley, Kevin McCarthy, David Valadeo, and Devin Nunes, will be giving Speaker John Boehner a first-hand look at the drought conditions right here in Kern County. Now, just last week, Governor Jerry Brown made an emergency declaration on the state's drought. California is undergoing a severe dry spell, which is expected to significantly further impact both urban and rural conditions. So tomorrow, the 3 congressmen will talk about a piece of legislation that would allow to ease restrictions, such as turning on the pumps in the northern part of the state to allow more water to flow to the southern half.
We think because this is an emergency, you should waive for 1 year those regulations to be able to move as much water down as possible. We were hopeful that you could move the water sooner. Now that we're in a drought situation, the allocation lower, it is very difficult that there's not that much.
Now, no time has yet been announced for tomorrow's press conference. As soon as we get that information, we're sure to let you know as well. Kurt?
Thanks, Jose. A local group comes forward with donations for those who have lost loved ones to the flu.
Eyewitness News reporter Kendall Nunley is live at the County Public Health Department in East Bakersfield with more on how to help. Kendall?
Kurt and Caitlin, the Public Health Department says they gave out around 1,000 shots last week in light of the announcement that 11 people in Kern County have died from flu-related illnesses. Now this morning, the family of the victim, who was the youngest one who has died from the flu in Kern County, was out and received 2 boxes of food, a small gesture that goes a long way for a family in need.
It was a pretty shock thing. I flew here as fast as I could to be with her, and I didn't make it. You know, and she passed in the morning, and I got here in the afternoon.
Mary Hernandez still can't believe her 22-year-old granddaughter is gone. Mona Robles was the 7th victim to die from the flu in Kern County.
They said they don't think she's going to make it. I said, what do you mean? You know, I was just like, there's no way, you know. And then I get a call, and he just said, Mom, she just passed. And I went crazy, you know, because I wanted to be there, and I couldn't.
Hernandez says her granddaughter began to feel sick Friday the 10th, and by Saturday she was diagnosed with double pneumonia and the H1N1 flu virus. Just 2 days later, Robles was dead.
I loved her very much, and I only wish I could have been here for her, to tell her that I loved her, even though everybody tells me. She knew how much I loved her.
At Juarez Hall Tuesday, Timothy Hernandez began to gather donations for families of flu death victims. Robles was a mother of 3 young children. Her family is the first to receive the aid.
We're hoping that immediate family members of anyone else that has lost someone to the H1N1 will come down here and pick up a box. We're willing to help them out, help the family out, just to show them that the community cares.
Hernandez says her granddaughter was healthy, and the hardest part to accept is how fast she came down with the virus.
Go get the shot. I went and got my shot yesterday. You don't want that to happen to your family. I never thought it was going to happen to my family. Never. Especially my granddaughter.
Robles leaves behind an 8-month-old, an 18-month-old, and a 5-year-old. If you would like to donate, her family has set up a donation fund in her name at Kern Schools Credit Union. Juarez Hall is also accepting monetary and food donations at their locations for the other families they'll be helping this week. Live in East Bakersfield, Kendall Nunley, Eyewitness News.
Thank you.
Meantime, a man arrested this morning after allegedly attacking his family and police with a machete. Police say 23-year-old Augustine Patino was found armed with a weapon outside a home on Lotus Lane near Cottonwood Road after he reportedly stabbed his father. The father was transported to a hospital by a family member prior to police arriving. Officers say Patino refused to put the weapon down and started to charge them. Patino was eventually taken down by a police dog and taken to the hospital with minor wounds from dog bites. No officers hurt. Patino will be booked on charges including assault with a deadly weapon and attempted murder.
Well, without question, definitely cloudier today than we were yesterday and much cooler. Yesterday's high was 73. Today, only 59 degrees. Currently, it's cloudy outside and 55. The air quality not particularly good. It's at 198 right now, which is in the high range of unhealthy, almost very unhealthy, and winds out of the east-southeast at 3. Well, through tomorrow, possibly through Thursday, it'll be an air quality alert, so unhealthful air quality continues. Obviously, it's a no-burn night. One of many we've had this winter. Temperatures in the 50s now. Pretty much every place, only Pine Mountain Club and the top of Mount Breckenridge is a little bit cooler in the 40s. 50s all across Kern County, as you can see. And we do have some clouds coming in from the southwest. You can see the thick clouds there, particularly thick over Kern County. Less cloudiness off to the north. Temperatures tonight with that thick high cloudiness will stay in the 50s for a while. We'll drop to about 40 degrees first thing in the morning. And in the Kern County mountains, thick high cloudiness and 52 degrees will drop to about 35. Mostly cloudy first thing tomorrow, but then partly cloudy by tomorrow afternoon. We'll see a little bit more sunshine, a little bit warmer tomorrow. Full forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Miles. A second chance at life for a dog who was hit by a car and thought dead. But due to the generosity and kindness of a local animal lover, he's up and running again.
A lot of energy, loves to play, run, jump, just like any normal dog. You'd never know anything ever happened.
It's hard to believe that just 3 months ago, Bo was on the brink of death after he'd been hit by a car and badly injured. People who live near where the accident happened drug him to the side of the road thinking he was dead.
The next morning, Bo was trying to sit up at the same location, but was too badly injured.
That's when a Good Samaritan who wants to remain anonymous did the unthinkable. She took Bo to a local vet who determined that he needed some extensive surgery, but couldn't complete it here, so they recommended a specialist in LA.
Bo had extensive surgery on his back leg and basically has plates put in, not just, pins and bolts. You can see the scar here. The hair is growing back in. That will pretty much cover that up.
Now, $9,000 later, Bo has a clean bill of health from the vet, plus all of his vaccinations and a microchip. And he's now ready to find a forever family.
They say cats have 9 lives. Bo certainly has at least 2. I believe what he went through, there's probably someone that needs Bo as much as he needs them.
Now, Bo is still young, only about a year to a year and a half old. So in addition to the life-saving surgery that he had, whoever adopts Bo will have 8 weeks of obedience training paid in full by the local animal lover who saved his life.
New at 6, a Kern County man sentenced today for child pornography offenses. 53-year-old Clark Allen Tyler Rosemond will spend the next 12.5 years in prison for distribution of child porn. According to court documents, Tyler received and distributed more than 600 images depicting minors and sex acts between February 2012 and March 2013. He has been in custody since July of last year. A Bakersfield woman charged with counterfeiting money learning her fate today. 35-year-old Shannon Nicole Johansson will spend 2.5 years in federal prison. They say Johansson was in possession of counterfeit money and also had images and items used to make it. Court documents show from October 2012 to March 2013, Johansson counterfeited $100 bills and used them at retail stores and a casino around Kern County.
New reports confirm a problem we've investigated for more than a year. We've heard from hundreds of viewers who can't get help from EDD with their unemployment claims. Eyewitness News reporter Carol Ferguson has the latest.
This new data finds that for those calling the Employment Development Department, up to 90% could never reach a live person. Now, we've asked EDD for answers starting over a year ago, and we've heard from, like we said, hundreds of viewers who say they call EDD, wait a long time, get a recorded message, or simply get hung up on. Some call repeatedly for days, even weeks, and never get through. And they need unemployment benefits. We tracked down a letter EDD sent to Assemblyman Henry Perea promising they will look at some automated systems for their call centers and see what other states do. They say they have lost staff because of federal budget cuts. Viewers say they never get the help they need.
They never answered the phone. You try and try and try. All you get is the recording machine, and you can't even leave a message.
With our federal funding situation the way it is, we cannot hire behind anyone who leaves this department, so we continue to lose critical staff that are needed to provide these services.
Now, EDD says the governor's proposed budget will help keep staff, but they need more federal funds to actually improve service. As for any of those automation improvements to the call centers, EDD's letter to the Assemblyman says they will have a review and a plan by the end of this March. Back to you.
Thanks, Carol. College catastrophe. A shooting at a university leaves one dead. What officials say about the gunman's motive.
And homeward bound, a research ship trapped in ice in a daring rescue. Find out where the survivors are now on their journey home.